Hello, everyone. I am coming to you from my Lamborghini, sitting here on the road, talking to you on the internet, here at Pavement Road Productions. Yes, I'm sitting here in my Lamborghini, talking to you right now. It's really awesome. I know it looks like a Jeep, and it says Jeep everywhere, and it's definitely got the parts of a Jeep and not a Lamborghini. But in my mind, it's a Lamborghini, and if you don't believe me that's a Lamborghini, then you're a bad person. Because whatever is going on in my head, you have to believe it, or you're a bad person. Yes, I'm right in my opinions, or you're a bad person. Welcome to Pavement Road Productions. I'm your host, YoGrabaGaba. You can tweet me at YoGrabaGaba. Email the show, pavementroadproductions@gmail.com. Trying some things out here. We do a lot of reality TV stuff. We do a lot of other content. Want to try to get you some sports talk as well, some news and pop culture, whatever. So trying to do a few extra shows here, especially with the state of the world. And, reality TV kind of getting a back seat. Jessica does her show with Matt Singer. That's pretty much all we have going on right now. So wanted to kind of talk about some things, and if you guys like this, we'll do some other stuff, but I wanted to kind of take a little bit of time here today and then go over some of the things that have been going on in the world. Kind of stuff that I haven't really, I don't really talk about my opinion too much about this stuff, but I want to get it here and have a little platform for that. So see if I can maybe get this about in a podcast form or something like that, but I wanted to at least get my thoughts down, make some recordings. And maybe on days where I'm having a day where things are kind of going sideways, I can get them all out here, and then it's no other issue, and no other. I don't have to bother those in my family with the stuff that is on my mind. So I want to take this time here and go ahead and do this recording. So a couple things. First of all, the state of the world, it's ever improving, and it's we're getting back to a little bit more normal. Hopefully, we do. Here in Western New York, the Bills are in the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills are the number 2 seed. They have a home playoff game on this Saturday. Now, like so many others, we haven't had any fans in the stands this season. A lot of people have said no fans. A lot of stadiums have said no fans. A lot of ordinances of the towns and the cities and the counties have said no fans allowed. And Buffalo hasn't had any fans either all season. But when the Bills made the playoffs, they had thousands of people at the airport to greet them back when they won the division for the first time in 25 years. People were greeting them at the airport, thousands of people, and they were everywhere, shoulder to shoulder, and not allow mask wearing and whatnot. And it probably was some COVID spread, but wasn't as outrageous as people might think it would be. And the Thanksgiving Day spread and the Christmas Day spread haven't really panned out to be a ton of new COVID cases. Obviously, we have the vaccinations rolling out, all that stuff too. But what I want to talk about here is the county executive of Erie County, where the Bills play, and the governor of New York, where the Bills play. The only New York team, by the way. The other two play in New Jersey, so don't give me that there's 3 New York teams. There's only one. But the governor of New York and the county executive have been locking down businesses, have been locking down people, have been fining people thousands of dollars for not wearing masks, for going to businesses, and businesses are being fined. And it said when there was prohibition, if people were doing things against the law in prohibition, legally consuming alcohol, not only would the person selling the alcohol get arrested, but also the person who was the waitress and the waiter and the bartender and all the patrons. In this case, it's, hey, we're going to fine you for not telling your customers to wear masks. Well, if they're not going to wear a mask, what do you expect a 110-pound woman to do when a 310-pound guy doesn't want to wear a mask? Kick him out? Good luck. You come kick him out. That's always how it is, too. It's always the big burly guys who don't want to wear the masks. And guess what? What's a little cashier going to do? What's a 110-pound person going to do when a 300-pound person doesn't want to wear a mask? They say, can't you kick them out? You go kick them out. How do you expect me to kick them out? What do you want me to do? Call the cops? The cops have enough other things to worry about than somebody not wearing a mask at a store. And I'm pro-mask. Wear masks. Great. If it makes you feel better, if it's helping, then go ahead. I don't think it's really doing a ton of help. I think it's kind of useless, but If it's helping you, then go for it. If that's what we have to do, if we all have to wear masks and we can live our lives like normal, great. But if we have to wear masks and we can't go to restaurants, we can't get dinner, we can't go out with our friends, we can't do anything, and we have to wear masks on top of that, that's not okay. If you're going to let us live our lives with to wear a mask, fine. If you're not going to let us live our lives and with to wear a mask, not fine. So the Bills have a home playoff game, and they talked, and the COVID has been, the biggest thing. They've killed dozens of businesses. Businesses are gone and never coming back. People lost their livelihoods. People lost their jobs. People lost their lives because of COVID lockdowns. Yes, people lost their lives because of COVID as well, but if you look at San Francisco, the drug overdoses are 5 times more than the deaths from COVID. People are sitting home doing drugs because that's the only thing they can do, and they can't go see their counselors or go to rehab or AA meetings. So they're sitting home doing drugs and dying of drug overdose. I mean, in my town right now, there's a sign, a billboard on a main street that says, "Don't trust your cocaine." That we're right now. We're in the spot in the world right now where we're saying, "Don't trust your cocaine." How about just don't do cocaine? How about start there? But again, no fans in the stands. Okay, you can't have fans in the stands all year because COVID's gonna kill us. COVID's gonna kill us. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die from COVID. Okay, so we can't have any fans in the stands. But the Bills Mafia, well-known fan base, one of the biggest fan bases, one of the loudest, most well-known fan bases in the world. They said, you know what? We're going to these games. We're not going to the games. We're going to the airport to greet our team after 25 years of winning. They finally have not won. They finally won for 25 years. Finally won a division. So we're going to go greet them in the airport. And guess what? We really, really want to go to the games. COVID's going to kill us, though, the governor said, county executive said. We can't do that because it's going to kill us. But in Western New York, there's one thing you can do if you want to have no future in Western New York. There's one thing if you want to have no future in Western New York, as a politician, as a business, as whatever. If you want to have no future in Western New York, insult the Bills Mafia and put them down and tell them they can't do what they want to do. It's like gangs of New York here in Buffalo with the Bills Mafia. If you want to be a politician, if you want to survive as a politician, as a professional person in Western New York, you have to have the Bills Mafia on your side, or at least not be against them. So, political suicide is telling Bills fans, yeah, you can't go to the Bills game when they're in the playoffs. Calling the police on the people gathering at the airport to welcome the team back home from winning the division. They could have called the police. If COVID's going to kill us, if we're all going to die of COVID, then why did they not call the police and break up the Bills Mafia? All the Bills fans, thousands of Bills fans gathered. They're all gathered there. Nobody called the police. But you have 10 people in a local mom and pop bar, and the police are called. And they break that up. It doesn't make sense. The restriction makes no sense. And granted, you'll notice who's not getting shut down. It's the big, gigantic companies. Walmart's not getting shut down. Target's not getting shut down. You know, the giant multinational corporations are not getting shut down because the governor and the county executives know if they try to shut those businesses down, they're going to get sued so hard their turds are going to get garnished. That's what's going to happen. So who are they going after? They're going after people who can't defend themselves and they have the money to defend themselves with a lawyer. That's who they're going after. Those big, strong county executives and governors. That's who they're going after. They're not going after the people who are big enough to defend themselves. They're picking on the little guy. Of course they are. That's who they are. They're cowards. Want to prove that they're cowards? The Bills Mafia wants to go to Bills games. And if COVID's going to kill us, right? If we're all going to die, you send in the state troopers. You send in the sheriffs. You send in the police to break up people at the airport. Because they shouldn't be gathering in large groups. And if COVID's going to kill us, break that up. Break that up if it's going to kill us. Even if it's politically unpopular, it's the right thing to do. Unless it's not. Unless you're full of shit. Unless you're lying. Unless you're using it for political gain. Because, you know, if you're using COVID for political gain, insulting the Bills Mafia ends your political career, then maybe it's better to just let the Bills Mafia do what they want. Because if you're going to insult a group of people and tell them that something they've been wanting to do for 25 years finally can happen, and now you're telling them no, it can't. Well, good luck ever working in this town again. But if COVID's going to kill us, and you're secure in your opinion, and you know you have the science and the data to back up that COVID's going to kill if you get together in large groups, you can't go to the stadium, you can't gather outside the airport to watch the team come back on the plane. If that was going to kill us all, you should have shut down no matter who it offended, no matter who upset. But that's not what it's about. It's about using whatever you can use for political gain. Period. And that's how we are where we are. That's where we are here in 2020. Now 2021. Doesn't matter what's right. Doesn't matter what's wrong. It's what's advantageous. And when we elect politicians, we elect county executives and governors, we're electing spineless individuals. Because the popular decision may not always be the right decision. But if the only thing you care about is getting yourself reelected, then you'll always make the popular decision, regardless of what's right or wrong. I'm glad the Bills can have fans in the stands, by the way. I wish they should have all year. I would have loved to have won the game. But they had to shut down because we're all going to die. But they're saying, don't go see your mother on Christmas. Don't go see your grandmother on Thanksgiving. But the Bills win the division, and now we can go to Bills games. Literally in the same breath they say don't go to Christmas, we can go to Bills games though, because it's political suicide to not let people go to Bills games. Because 15 days to flatten the curve has turned into 10 months to flatten the curve. The curve's flattened. If you want us to wear masks, if you want us to get vaccinated, do all those things, great. But let's live our lives too. And be honest. And don't hide the data and the facts. I saw somebody say, people stopped caring in August, or in September, October. They stopped caring. That's when the case started spiking. Or that was flu season. I also read that this is the lowest cases of the flu in over 100 years. That's weird. You would think if people are dying left and right of the horrible disease, there would be more flu cases too, right? So nobody's dying. In fact, 2020 had one of the lowest death rates of people dying of the last 4 years. Isn't that weird? I thought we were dropping dead left and right. Apparently not, because we've had the lowest death rate. Fewer number of people die. So if we're having 300,000 people die of COVID, and we're actually below what we were in 2018 and 2019 for total deaths in the country, that means that A, nobody's dying of anything else, and B, not many people are dying of COVID. 300 is a lot. It's way too many people, if it's genuine. If the numbers are real. If the numbers aren't fudged. But we've learned that they aren't real. They have been fudged. And that's all I got to say about that. A lot more to come. Tweet me, YoGrabaGaba. I'm really not on Twitter that much anymore, but you can also email me, paymeroproductions@gmail.com. A lot more to get to. A lot more fun to be had over the next few days. Thanks for listening. I'll check you out. I'll talk to you next time.